Opportunity for breakthrough. Your destiny is waiting. Just around the bend lies the chance you've been waiting for, the one that can make all the difference. This is the breakthrough moment that God has handcrafted just for you. It has the potential to improve your life's purpose, impact, profession, and financial situation. Your bravery, your faith, and your willingness to achieve greatness will be required for this chance. It may initially push you in ways that may seem awkward, but keep in mind that progress never occurs without difficulty. God is giving you the tools you need to handle this situation, and you will come out stronger and more accomplished than before. Get ready to accept this gift from God with open arms and a heart. Your calling is greater than you could have ever dreamed. Plenty, guidance, and sustainable achievement. God is sending a strong flood of prosperity into your life, including permanent success and leadership riches in addition to material money. These gifts work together to create a time when you will become a well-respected leader, an inspiration to others, and a visionary. As a result of God's favor, wealth will come to you, protecting your future and enabling you to live frugally. Opportunities for leadership positions will arise, giving you the chance to positively influence others and have a significant effect. Your new normal will be success, balanced, content, and very satisfying. Enjoy this season with humility and thankfulness. Because great favor comes with great responsibility, make the most of your benefits by encouraging others. You have been asked to lead with love and to shine. It's your moment to succeed, turning pain into platform. The moment has finally arrived. This precious moment is the culmination of all the preparation, waiting, and hope. With God at your side, you may confidently and joyfully take a courageous step into the future with an open heart. Honor every accomplishment, no matter how little, and approach every day with thankfulness. God is all around you, enabling, directing, and loving you without conditions. Now is the time for you to flourish, shine, and embrace life to the fullest. Now take that step. Accept your calling with trust and love. God is always proud of you and incredibly enamored with your trip. Your tears, sleepless nights, and difficult times weren't all for nothing. Your suffering served as a crucible, a holy fire that purified your soul and readied it for the splendor that is ahead. In ways you couldn't see, God has been molding you, giving you the fortitude, resiliency, and insight that only come from persevering through hardships. What used to seem like unfathomable grief is now the starting point for your breakthrough. God put your faith to the test and tested your heart through the suffering you went through. It instilled in you a profound dependence on supernatural power, patience, and humility. Even though you could have felt alone, misunderstood, or ignored, God was secretly preparing you for a big reveal. This pain was never intended to shatter you. Rather, it was intended to set you up for a remarkable future. Your splendor is now prepared to shine. Your life will now shine brightly because of God's grace, which earlier obscured it. Your wounds will turn into symbols of triumph, motivating others enduring their own hardships. God is going to use your suffering as a springboard and your history as a powerful statement. Keep in mind that your grandeur is the heavenly recompense, and your suffering was a holy prelude. Because the future is bigger than you could have ever dreamed, stand up and welcome it with open arms. From darkness to focus, your public presence. You could have felt invisible for too long, as if the world was unaware of your abilities, worth, and purpose. However, God is changing the tide. You are about to enter the limelight as your season of anonymity comes to an end. You will no longer be limited to the shadows with your presence, your abilities, and your narrative. Now is your moment to be recognized, heard, and honored. God is arranging events that will publicly display your actual value. People will be attracted to your genuineness and the heavenly favor that is resting over your life as they start to see the light inside you. Once closed doors will open wide, and opportunities to showcase your talents and favorably impact others will present themselves. This realization is about purpose more than merely notoriety or accolades. God is arranging your life to encourage, heal, and guide others to achieve their own success. Your trip will turn into a ray of hope and evidence of God's ability to change people's lives. Accept this insight with confidence and humility. Step into the light knowing that your public appearance is a divine appointment and that God is the one who brought you to prominence. unexpected ascent, extraordinary elevation. Prepare yourself for a surprise ascent, a sharp ascent that defies human timing and reasoning. You will experience a surreal lift, as if invisible hands are lifting you higher than you could have ever dreamed. You could be in life's waiting room 1 minute, and then you'll be entering a new realm of achievement, impact, and happiness the next. You and people around you will be taken aback by this height. It might manifest as a sudden breakthrough, a fresh opportunity, or an unanticipated promotion. It may still appear like nothing is going on around you, but don't let that fool you. Prior to their public unveiling, kings are crowned in secret. Your life has already been drenched with oil. In the spirit, the move has already been signed, and now it will come to pass, piece by piece. There's no reason to pursue it. Your name is resonating across the courts of heaven. So all you have to do is remain appreciative, grounded, aligned, and royal in your thinking. You've been called, selected, and the kingdom is waiting for you. The crown of legacy and purpose. You will find a throne that is not composed of stone and gold. It is based on purpose, strength, and spirit. The throne is about heavenly guidance, not dominance. Not simply with words, but with the weight of your presence. You are being invited to lead, guide, heal, and command. You are the kind of monarch who walks with both tenderness and fire, with power born of pain and knowledge gained in solitude. There's a knowledge in your spirit that you can no longer deny, and what your soul has always whispered, "You are the one," is being reflected in the alignment of the sky. You were never supposed to blend in. You always felt uneasy in public places because of this. You were a light that illuminated the brokenness and beauty in others. It was because you were unique, distinctive, and marked, not because you were challenging. And you have been ready to reign from that precious distinction throughout your whole trip. You are here to change systems, not to be absorbed by them. You are here to rewrite blueprints, not to inherit flawed ones. And only those who bear the burden of a heavenly lineage are capable of doing that. You are that. Type Amen to embrace the angel's blessings. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. Please note that ruling does not imply superiority. Being trusted entails having one's vision, people, and region trusted. This was a test of your heart. For this, your humility was honed. For this, your faith was cleansed. Because corruption is the result of rulership devoid of morality. However, you possess character. You have conviction. You are clear. You're not being given authority that you weren't ready for. Your spirit has already outgrown the place you are entering. This is nothing new. This is acknowledgement. This is not the creation of your identity, but the disclosure of it. This is how you were born. The earth will soon see what heaven has long known. Your period of obscurity was divine strategy. Chosen one. Don't be angry about being hidden. Don't hate the wait. Your crown was safe throughout that season. Your integrity was retained throughout that season. You were able to look beyond the surface during that season. And now, with eyes honed by isolation and a heart honed by rejection, you enter the role of king with authority rather than conceit. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. Your elevation doesn't need to be explained. Kings lead from the center of their divine calling. They do not quarrel with the masses. As your personal throne comes into play, the world around you will change. You won't say anything until your energy does. Your choices will have consequences. Confusion will be penetrated by your words. You are here to create kingdom systems, the systems of purpose, order, and healing, not to fit into dysfunctional ones. You're not alone on your journey. Heaven is supporting you at every turn. The angels are preparing to receive you, and things are changing for you in the spiritual world. You haven't even knocked on some of the doors that are going to open, because the monarch inside you has awakened. They are keys turning from invisible realms. This is the act of heavenly orchestration, chances that defy reason. It's not normal to send out invitations that seem excessively large. They have superhuman abilities. This is what happens when you stay devoted, even when it seems like nothing is happening. This is the result of choosing truth over temptation, obedience over opportunity, and character over comfort. You're now under the public eye. However, The purpose of this exposure is empowerment, not amusement. The attention you're receiving is spiritual, not manufactured. The pattern of royalty on your life is revealed by the light of heaven. You didn't appear out of nowhere, despite what others may believe. You come from a place of obedience, refinement, and covenant. The same individuals who misinterpreted you will now have to see you elevated, not for retribution, but for revelation. Because you're a message in your life. Your life serves as proof. Your life is proof that God remembers his monarchs. Type amen to embrace the angel's blessings. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. The invincible domination. Territories, not titles, are what will propel you forward. You are being put in situations where healing will occur just by your presence. Atmospheres will be realigned by your speech. Others will find deliverance as a result of your choices. You are assigned to sit at tables in order to change, not to take. You are asked to reign for impact rather than ego. In its purest form, this is divine law. It is power disguised as service. It is the ascent of honor by humility. Grace is the manifestation of grandeur. Now what? You walk differently now. You speak in a different way. You come across as someone who is aware of their task. You no longer apologize for being so brilliant. To keep people comfortable, you stop speaking the truth. To prevent criticism, you don't decrease any more light. You weren't meant to be hidden. You were meant to ascend. You were destined to rule, not by force, but by calling. It's through clarity, not confusion. Through purpose rather than coercion. You have been selected to govern, and now is the moment. Limitation illusions are dissolving. Insecurities bonds are coming loose. They're breaking the hold of fear. You stand in the entirety of your divine identity. No more uncertainty, no more delays, no more questions. The planet has been waiting for you to ascend, and it starts now. The version of yourself who played small, feared more, and endured less is no longer you. Your evolution required that version, but it is unable to transition into this new dimension. The ruler in you, the one that lives by spirit and understands who they are even when others don't, is needed for this next season. The one who is built on fire and will not yield to pressure. Now you have to lead that version of yourself. Heaven has approved of that one. Every throne demands bravery. Every crown demands accountability. However, the weight will complete you rather than destroy you. This is what you're meant to do. You are not at your breaking point right now. This is where you will construct, the time for which you were ready. And it's taking place right now. Not anytime soon. No day. Right now. Due to the fact that the shift is signed. The time of year has shifted. You've awoken your inner king. Additionally, the globe will never be the same. The environment around you has changed. It's understated but effective. It is spiritual, but it will soon have physical form. People will sense what's occurring even if they don't fully comprehend it. You will attract some. You'll disturb other people. Why? Because there is an unmistakable energy associated with rulership. It either arouses people or reveals things they aren't prepared to confront. You were never intended to make others feel at ease, chosen one. Change was what you were supposed to deliver. Furthermore, genuine change, divine change, always interrupts before it can develop. It is becoming prophetic that you are here. Speaking is no longer necessary to change things. The dynamic changes just by walking into a room. And that's alignment, not arrogance. God grants you divine power in addition to a voice when he places your name among the rulers. The sort that pierces the muddle, the kind that disrupts routines, the sort that bears the weight of heaven. You've spent enough time preparing in silence. You will now be promoted by the same anointing that kept you alive. When people turn to you for answers, don't be shocked. When possibilities present themselves without your having to work hard for them, don't be surprised. Because of their very nature, kings draw influence rather than begging for it. Heaven has already prepared you for the responsibility that comes with this duty, and you have been selected for it. You won't have to sacrifice your morals to unlock the doors that are opening. Rather, they will amplify your mission and raise your voice. People, locations, and resources are being brought into your life for kingdom service. These are divine alignments. But pay close attention. You are not ascending by yourself. Your crown was never only about you. To uplift others, you are rising. You're in a position to help people who are still stuck in the areas from which you fled. Because of this, your tale has power. Your path is extremely significant because of this. It's how you survived it, not simply what you've endured. Not only did you go through hardships, but you changed as a result of them. Not only did you survive the fire, but you emerged stronger, more lucid, more seasoned, and sharper. Your life is a flame, not only a testimonial. You now serve as the beacon of light that will guide others out of the shadows. You provide as an example that monarchy may originate from spirit rather than position. Perfection is not necessary for greatness. Purpose is. That when you have an assignment, you don't require permission. Every deception about your value that has been spread will be refuted by your own presence. Your presence will demolish generational barriers, dispel uncertainty, and proclaim triumph for others outside yourself. Yes, strength will be needed for the journey ahead. Yes, discretion will be required. However, do not be alarmed by the impending burden. You have previously hauled far larger loads during seasons when you received no compensation. Everything you've gone through is now being used as fuel. The suffering will turn into a purpose. Wisdom will come from waiting. Delays will turn into divine guidance. Now, what seemed like punishment will be shown to be preparation. You were made for the throne, therefore you don't need to be afraid of it. Since the crown was made for you, it is not a burden. When the title fits your objective, it is not a pressure. Indeed, there will be times when you may sense the call's intensity. There may be times when you need to stretch, but remember that stretching is a religious practice. It's heaven's method of increasing your ability to handle what comes next. You're being crowned rather than crushed. This is your time to take the lead, not out of ego, but out of essence. From knowledge, not from noise. From quiet, not from effort. You don't need to convince anybody of anything. All you have to do is be yourself. You're a royal too. You move gracefully. You make a wise decision. You have a fiery voice. You are able to see through illusion. You have heavenly support as you proceed. That's how the monarch you become stands. This isn't simply another chapter, chosen one. It's a brand new book, a holy text penned by God, engraved with spiritual gold and sealed in everlasting favor. The Holy Council of Kings has accepted you as a member. Additionally, everything that occurs in your immediate environment is a confirmation of what has already been agreed upon in heaven. Both visible and invisible worlds are honoring you. People who used to ignore you are now remembering you. Those who formerly rejected you are now calling you. Why? As they're now able to sense it. They feel the change. The radiance is visible to them. The power over your life is no longer concealed. The period of concealment is over. This is what you've discovered.